Hi all. Welcome to the second virtual event of Bhubaneswar TUG. And I think most of you know, Bhubaneswar is considered as the temple city of India. And so welcome all. And today we are lined up with two speakers mostly. One is Ojo Basu and the second one is Swagat Jaina. And yes, myself Satyabrat Maji as a TUG leader. And I've been hosting this for the last 2 months, I can say. And before that, I was co-leading the Tableau data farm. So the next event is coming on October 2nd. You can join that also. So currently, I'm working as a senior engineer, working mostly in the Snowflake and Tableau and Python and the DIS network. Yeah. So the first speaker is Ojasi Basu. So he has 20 plus years of experience in consulting, and he is currently based out of Toronto. And today he is going to take the topic in the parameter action in the dynamic images. And the second speaker is the Swagat. So he is Tableau public ambassador, and he is going to take the topic on the how Tableau helped me to grow in my career. Yeah. So over to you, Ojasi.
Thank you, Swagat, for the for accommodating, and Satyabrata for inviting to present. Actually, the Bhubaneswar is close to my heart for several reasons. I started my career with Infosys back in Bhubaneswar, so it's like a homecoming for me when I get to speak with this team. So hopefully, I'll be able to bring my best forward to you. Let me start sharing my screen.
Yeah.
That button is not enabled. Thank you. Today I'm going to present performance monitoring. This is a dashboard that one of us, we prepared in Next Level Tableau is a workshop I'm doing with Andy Kriebel just to practice and learn and keep on top of my Tableau skills. This is using parameter actions. So when I click on sales, you can see my trend is showing the sales dollars. When I click on profit, it's showing the profit over time, quantity. It's dynamic in nature. And when I click, it shows me the discount metrics over time. This behind the scenes is parameter action. There is similar parameter actions happening with the buttons over here. If I chose quarter, my time granularity on the x-axis is quarterly. If I choose month, it's monthly, and so have you. So in today's presentation, I want to share how I built this. And since this is recorded, probably you could feel inspired whenever you go back to this recording and build along. I'm using Superstore dataset, but before we get sucked up into talking about the hows and the whys, a little bit about myself. I am Ojo. I've been a data fan since 2012, 2013, almost 12 years doing Tableau. Recently, I have got the green light to kickstart the consumer goods Tableau user group. So keep an eye out on my LinkedIn. And it's been a very rewarding journey in 2024 that Tableau finally identified me as one of their social ambassadors. I'm really grateful and thankful. And it's your support, you, the data fam, that's the difference. Enough about me. Let's get to understand how this dashboard was built. There is an easy part of it. So based on how well we do with time, we can talk about the advanced side. There are three components to this dashboard. One is the bands on the top. One is the trend chart over here, and which is the hero. And then you have a couple of buttons on the right to choose your date granularity. The bands and the trend chart is intermediate complexity. So let's start with that. If I were to build this from scratch. Sample Superstore dataset, for those of you who don't know, comes shipped with Tableau. So all you have to do is go and then say Sample Superstore from my data source using this add data button. And once you get this data set, order date comes with it. What I did, the first things first, was to create a parameter. It's called the measure parameter here. I'm calling it measure parameter. It's a string data type, and the current value I have kept it as profit. I can keep it anything, sales, what have you. And the way to create a parameter is to use this drop down. There are several ways. You can right click anywhere and say create parameter, or this ticker down and say create parameter, but you know better. And once you have that parameter created, the next step would be to get the actual sheet designed. So I would drag the measure names to the filter. Let's not bring, I'll just bring profit, sales, and quantity for now. Let me bring the order date as months, continuous months on the column. How did I do that? I right click and dragged it. If I just simply drag it the regular way, then it does a discrete at the year level. If I right click and drag like I did, then it will show me a couple of options. Right click on your mouse and then drag will show a couple of options. But you knew that already. And it's become muscle memory for me. So if you see that happening, now you know how. On the rows, I'm going to bring the measure values right here. These are in italics. Tableau produces them by default. And then the other thing that I need to do is to bring my measure names like so. Now, what it's doing is giving me a trend of these three metrics over time, right? This is the general idea, but we want to make it dynamic. To make it dynamic, let's call this our trend. And we will come back to this. Let's prepare the bands, the big aggregated numbers. Okay. Let me drag measure names to the columns. Filter out the measure names to show only the profit, quantity, and sales. And now measure values into text. Blow it up. Probably add these as a text as well. What is needed now is a little bit of cleaning up. Go to label, blow up my big numbers to be really big, and then center align them. This is cosmetic. And once that is done, this is my driver, right? So the next logical step would be, we have the parameter, we now have the band. The next logical step probably would be to stitch it all together in a dashboard. The trick that I'm going to use is I'm going to shift and drag the vertical container. I want my dashboard to be sized at a 1400 by 800 pixel. And similarly in the layout, I want to go and start from with the vertical container, I want to start from the zero. I'm old school like that. 1400 is my width and 800 to match with my dashboard dimensions. So now my entire dashboard is getting filled by this floating vertical container. And now I'm going to drag the big aggregate numbers on top and then the trend below it. Okay. I don't need the title. Let me make it a little bigger. I do not need the header, so I'm hiding it because I've added those values here. Now, the interesting part would be to make sure. So, interesting part is we should have the measure names here in the details, right? And this is on my trend. And I do have the measure names over here as well. So both my measure name fields are in the scope of the work. Now I go ahead and in the dashboard, I write action, add action, change parameter, update measures. It should, on my dashboard 3, this should get triggered when I do any action on my big numbers. Upon select of my big numbers, my target parameter, which is my measure parameter, should get the value selected from the measure names. And that's about it. Now with this parameter action I've set, my let's bring in the analysis parameter into the scope just for show and tell. Measure parameter. Now when I click on it, I'm not seeing it. Analysis parameter. Oh, it's hiding in the tiles over here, right? So when I click on sales, you see the measure parameter value is updating to sales. When I click on profit, it's updating to profit. So my action, parameter action is working fine. Now, what do I have to do to the trend to make this dynamic? I have to hook it up with a calculated field. So here, my rows are measure names and the values are measure values. I have to come up with a calculated field which is dynamic in nature and replace that value. So this is the formula that I'm using. I'm using a case statement. I have the parameter, measure parameter, and when the value of that measure parameter becomes sales, I'm showing sum of sales. When it is profit, I'm showing sum of profit. And when it's quantity, I'm showing sum of quantity. I'm going to bring this measure parameter value over here. And probably the measure parameter right over here. We don't need it. That's the parameter dragged onto the rows and the measure parameter values here. I want to take this away and leave the measure names like so. Let's see what happens now. Where was I? Yes. When I click on quantity, it changes and it shows the quantity over time. When I select sales, it changes to the sales dollar value. From here on, it's just a cleanup. And definitely I wouldn't share this with my end users. But when I do not have anything selected, it holds the value. How is that happening? Let's look at the action here. Update measures. Keep current value. If I set it to none, then when I don't have anything selected, this goes blank. I don't think that's a good experience for the users, so I'm keeping it like so. Once this is cleaned up enough, and all of the cleaning up can happen by going to the format, borders. I probably don't need any of the row dividers. I do not need any of the column dividers, but the easy part. Don't want to show the headers. Over here, I don't want to show the zero lines. I do not want to show the grid lines, none of that. So let me take a pause here and see how all of you are doing. If you have any any questions, now would be a good time to ask. You can also use the chat box on the side to ask your questions if you have any. If you want me to continue, I can show you quickly how we can build the buttons. Let me share this to you since we have some time. As you know, that we can create labels, sum, one, sum. If I did another sum one, it wouldn't work because it's already there. But if I did a sum 1.1, it would work, right? But let's go switch this up, make it look like a sum 0. And why am I doing this? Because I need 3 separate panels, right? So I'd do like a 0.0, 0.00. So now that I have 3 panels under my marks.
Ojo, sorry to interrupt you. I think you are not sharing your screen.
Oh, okay, my bad. Thank you. Right. So sum 0, sum 0.0, and sum 0.00. These are the 3. I can keep doing this, sum 0.000. What it's doing here, it's adding these panels under the marks. They are treated as separate sheets. And why is it important? Because now if I want to switch it around, I can have 4 separate columns, what have you, right? Or I can bring that back to rows and organize it like so. I can even go ahead and rename these. Does it let me do that? I thought for map layers they can be renamed, but anyhow. So what I have here is I've created 3 text fields: month, year, and quarter. These are simple string values. And I have also created a date level parameter, which is string type. The current value is month. It's a list. It's a list of parameters of string type, and the current value is month. I can make it year or what have you, right? And now all I have to do is in each of them, I will drag year to details, year to the label. In the next one, the month text to the label, month text to the detail, and quarter. This probably should go here. Okay, so you have my year, the month, and the year, quarter, and month. Now for all of them, I want it to look like a shape so that I can get the shape of a button, right? And let me choose a shape type. I have a few shapes here. Let me make it look like a button. All right. Now it's a bit of cleaning up. If I put the labels in the middle, then they should move up. Yeah. And then make my buttons a bit bigger. All right. So now all my buttons are showing up. Let me add that to the dashboard. Uh, do let me know if I'm going over time. Right. And now what happens when I click on them? Similarly, I have to write parameter actions. And also, I want to create a dynamic field, which then instead of having the month on my y-axis, which is along the, uh, sorry, instead of having the date on the x-axis, which is in the columns, I want to create a dynamic field, um, and I have it created here. It's called the date level. I'm saying use the parameter when it's year, date trunk it to year. When it's quarter, date trunk it to quarter, and month, date trunk it to month. And here is the formula for date trunk. It takes the part of the you mention which part of the date you need, and you add a date field to it. Spits out the outcome. So with this formula, let me replace the columns with this right click and drag date field, and then choose it as continuous. Get rid of the other one, and now you have it dynamic. Once it is dynamic, all I need to do is go back here, add action, change parameter, sheet 6, which is, I should have named it properly. My date level parameter and my source field is year. This is for update year. Okay, let's see what happens. Uh, Demo God's not with me. Hit profit. Okay, it seems to be working. I have it now aggregated by the year field. Similarly, if I write action, add action, change parameter, update month. Can't spell it. Sheet 6 is my source. My target parameter is the date level parameter, and this is the month, right? Okay. When I click on month, I should see the month granularity. Anyhow, this brings us to the end of the show and tell. I have this version published on my Tableau public. I also regularly post videos and build along stuff, something similar what you saw today on my YouTube channel. This QR code, if you scan, will take you to my LinkedIn, and I'll much appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tozo. Thanks for your time. And maybe in the future also, we'll see some more session from your side.
Thank you.
So coming back to Swagat, if we are ready with the slide, then it's over to you. You can start.
Audible?
Yeah, Swagat.
Okay, yeah. Hi everyone. So my name is Swagat, and I'll be just taking you through the journey, my Tableau journey. Just give me 1 second. I'll just present my screen. Yeah. Uh, so is my screen visible to all of you? Hello? Yes? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Swagat. So I have overall 10 plus years of experience in working with Tableau, like using Tableau as a tool. So as you can see in the slide, right? So is just upon a BI consultant by day, community leader by night, analytics and evangelist always. So community leader, when I say, right, not right now, but I used to uh, guide people or help them with the Tableau issues couple of years back. So I'll just take you through how Tableau happened to me and how I stick with it, and it helped me to grow in my career as well. So I came across Tableau back in 2014 accidentally, because we were I was new to the industry, and part of the team, they were building some Excel reports, and one of my relative told me about Tableau as a tool. Like, why don't you just go? There is some tool called Tableau. Why you are doing it in Excel? Go through a few YouTube videos. I think it will help you. This is the only advice I got, and thank God I listened to his advice, and I opened YouTube and I started watching the videos, and I was wowed by, okay, we can do so many things. I mean, you don't have to code specifically, and still you can get very good reports. So as a POC, I took it up as a challenge, fed the data, did the POC, you know uh, did the back and forth with the managers, and somehow convinced them to present it to the client, and client was happy. So we reduced the man hours and improved the reports. So that's how my Tableau journey started. So this started on a corporate level, not in the community. So I was not aware of the vast Tableau community that was present. So I kept on continuing doing my work, learning Tableau through YouTube. I mean, it's just meeting the ends for the like. I use Tableau just to complete my work on the bread and butter. Back Fast forward to 2018, and I met Sarah Burnett. Some of you might be knowing her. So she used to be the Tableau social ambassador back in 2018, 2019, I think 2020 as well. Yeah. So she happened to be my manager, and she pushed me to participate in the Iron Viz contest. That's when I got to know about Tableau community, what they do, what is Iron Viz, and all the things related to Tableau. So after that, I participated in the Iron Viz contest, even though I didn't make it to top 10, but it was a very good experience. Getting to know a lot of things, then attended the review calls, and yeah, so that's how got I got introduced to the Tableau community, yeah, and the data fam. Then I started contributing to the community, then helping people. I got recognized as one of the Tableau public ambassador in 2019. At a stretch, 2019, 2020, 2021, I was Tableau public ambassador, contributing to the community and being a part of the huge and lovely data fam. Meanwhile, I switched jobs. I moved to Singapore. I kept on contributing to the community. There, I co-led the Singapore Tableau user group as well for a brief time, for 1.5 year to be precise. And then, end of the day, you have to do what you're asked to do. So I had to focus on some other things, and I had to keep data fam and the community in the sidelines, and that's the reason why I uh, was not present on the community for a certain time. Now I'm back. I'll try to contribute again at the same level how I used to contribute to the community earlier. So this is a brief about what I was and what I did and how things panned out. So I thought of presenting it in slides, but then I thought, okay, let me just talk. So as I said, this is the Tableau journey. If you see, 2014, I got introduced, blah 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 blah, and then nominated as Tableau public ambassador. So how did Tableau help me to grow in my career is the community. Whenever I used to have a doubt, I used to just tap into the community, search for the answers, right? So whenever there is some work related query, just you don't need to publish the data, you just need to pose a question. So there will be someone out there who would have faced a similar kind of issue, and they would be, the community is very prompt, so they will respond and you will get your solution. Other thing, I enhanced my skill sets on Tableau by participating in the Makeover Mondays. That is something which I would recommend to each and everyone who is a newbie, who wants to enhance their skill sets, who wants to upskill, learn Tableau. So Makeover Monday is a very good platform. There are other forums as well, like Workout Wednesdays, and lot of, like, it's every day of the week you have one or the other thing rolling out. So I did Makeover Monday, and I started it in 2019. Yeah, started in 2019. Then slowly I took it up as a challenge, and in 2020 I did all the 50 to 54. Yeah, or entire Makeover Monday for that year, all the weeks. So I took it up as a challenge to, and like, not to just complete but bring something better to the table the next time. So Makeover Mondays, you know, enhanced my speed of building a dashboard without compromising on the information or the zest which I want to present. So that is what I would recommend to everyone. Do with Makeover Monday, start doing Makeover Mondays. Start giving time. I mean, to begin with, it might take you a couple of hours, let's say 2 hours, 3 hours a week. Then slowly and steadily, once you pick up the pace, you need at least at max 1 hour, 1.5 hours to complete the I mean, to complete the dashboards. So that would be a good beginning for all of you who wants to begin their career, or improve their Tableau skills, to participate in one or the other challenge community challenges, I would say. And do participate in Iron Viz as well. Iron Quest used to be hosted, so I have been out of touch with the community for a couple of years, so I'm not sure if the Tableau Quest, Iron Quest, is still up and running. But yeah, participate on these challenges as well. That will improve your presentation. When I say presentation, in the form of, like, how you are able to build your dashboards, how you are able to enhance your dashboards. So that would help you in that as well. And yeah, so be part of the community, be part of the data family. That will help you to keep growing. It always helps you to keep growing. Nobody is shying away from answering to your queries, and you'll always get a solution to your queries. So that's all I have to say to you guys. I'll not run through by the slides. Yeah, so these are a few of the things, and you have my Tableau public link and the LinkedIn here. That's all from me. Over to you, Satya. I'll stop presenting. Yeah.
Thank you, Swagat. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think we're able to. We have still have time, something around 25 minutes. And if you guys have any questions, so Joe is there and Swagat is there. So please ping in this chat or anything, like, they might help you.
Yeah, guys, anyone, you can post your question. I mean, that was fast from me as well. But yeah, you can shoot your questions, anything related to the technical stuff. Ojo is also here. You need any assistance or help in building your career in Tableau, you can reach out to all of us. We are all there. It's, as I said, it's a family, so we all grow together, as it was stated by Sarah when she introduced me to the data fam. I would reiterate the same, and you guys feel free. No question is naive. No question is no, how to put it up? I don't want to use the direct reverse. So yeah, no question is naive, and you can shoot your questions. We are always there to help you out.
I really liked how you mentioned that Tableau Data Fam is a very inclusive community. I have similar feelings. For those who are new into Tableau space, this is a great point that Satyabrata and Swagat, everybody who is leading TUG or who is organizing it, those who are ambassadors, those who are visionaries. The beautiful part about the Tableau ecosystem and the community is everybody wants, it's a learning culture, it's a practice profession. So people want to help each other out, and there is incentive to that. So if you have any questions that you are struggling with, you're frustrated, go on to Tableau community forums and ask a question. If you follow the link in my featured section of LinkedIn, I have posted with clear instructions as to how that can be done. I frequently go to forum and answer questions. I find some of the questions repetitive in nature, so I take them away, use Superstore data set in Tableau practice, and then share something that's of value, record it, and then post it on YouTube. This is my small way of contributing, and I feel it's not only me, but there are several other Ojos out there, and three of you who are right here in the panel today will agree with me on this.
Yeah, definitely, Ojo. Like there are a lot of people who are out there and ready to help you. Is just you putting up that question or reaching out to any one of them.
So for me, I can say the Tableau community has helped me a lot. I can say even Swagat will also support that because so when I was, I think I was in JP Morgan and I was trying to do something in Tableau, and I reached out to Swagat, and so there are some queries from my side, and Swagat helped me a lot. And I think from there the journey has started, and so I started in the JP. Then I created some dashboards with the public profile and all those things. And as Swagat mentioned, I joined different data fam just to get some more knowledge, I can say. And then putting the question in community and reaching out to people personally. It may be through Twitter or maybe LinkedIn, and sharing both the knowledge, because there might be something I know and there might be something the other person knows that, and then it grows. And so yes, I think last year something good happens to me, like Tableau Court, they have nominated me in that part, and currently I'm just leading this one. So I need people from Eastern India mostly, specifically, I can say. So I need people, they should join more this kind of event virtually. But yes, in future, as we have discussed, and there are something is going to be in person also, and there should be some competitions in the lined up. And so once we get some approval from the Tableau side, there should be some goodies also. It's not like every time you join something there is nothing is there. And yes, so please join, I can say. And there is so much to learn, and there are so many leaders are lines up, and there are so many people who have already like Jyoti has already requested for the next event, but we'll see. Like if there is something the topic, and Ojo, Swagat, Jyoti, they can join up and they can take those things, and that will be great for us.
Satyabrata, if there are no questions, maybe we can stop recording. I have
Yes,
a couple of
yes,
questions to
yeah,
ask you.